Why, hello friends. Yes, it has been a while. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Me? Oh, I did too. Nothing bad has happened. I'm just bad at making videos. But anyway, something has happened on TikTok, has been happening on TikTok, and I want to talk about it. And 3 minutes is just not long enough, so welcome to my YouTube. There's this trend of people using certain sounds in videos or even saving these sounds to their drafts to help manifest things in their lives. But it's not just intentional intention setting, and it's not manifestation work or any kind of actual magic or witchcraft. It's just people using sounds in videos. Nothing is particularly happening in these videos, and people share them and say that they have these amazing windfalls. Using sounds for a few days got people jobs, they got people dates, they got people surprise checks in the mail. And here's the thing. Something is absolutely at work here, but it's not the magic that they think it is. So what exactly are these magical TikTok affirmation sounds? And if it's not magic, what exactly is going on here? Hi friends, I'm Aradia, professional witch and general weirdo on the internet. I make content about witchcraft and magic and spirituality and sort of finding your own path in life, both here and on TikTok and on my website. I moderate a Facebook group and a Discord server and all sorts of things to create witchcraft and spiritual community for people like you who are looking to learn more about that. Links are down below if you're interested. But what you're really here for today is talking about this crazy TikTok affirmation sound, or these sounds that people seem to say are making significant changes in their lives. So when I see these TikTok affirmation sounds, they're really coming in two separate groups. There's one that are actual affirmations that you can use in a daily life that may actually have psychological effect on you changing your patterns of thought and behavior to manifest positive outcomes in your life. Some of that is totally legitimate. It's not quite as instantaneous and magical as the TikTok videos make it out to be, but there is some basis in something going on there. The second group of sounds I'm seeing have nothing of substance behind them. They are just random sounds attached to random videos, and people are claiming that if you share them and you use the sound and you even save it to your drafts folder, that it will encourage wonderful, incredible windfalls of change in your life. Now, while there is some potential magical and psychological evidence to suggest maybe the first would work, the second absolutely does not. So if you're sharing those, just stop, unless you find the video or the sound really interesting, but stop sharing it to get people to believe that it is having some magical effect on your life, because we both know it's not. But that first group, I want to talk about that first group a little bit more. And to understand what's happening here, first we have to understand what an affirmation is. An affirmation is a present tense positive statement that we repeat usually daily at the same time every day to encourage change within our brains. It's like shifting our mental mindset. Now, there are two theories on how affirmations actually work on a person. The first is a little bit more woo-woo, and we get into the idea of like attracts like. You are filling your immediate environment and your life with the kind of energy that you want to attract. The prevalent energetic theory here is that energy wants to travel the path of least resistance. Water will always follow the path of water droplets that came before it. Lightning wants to find the quickest path to ground. We talk about this theory a lot in terms of how crystals and gemstones work. Check out the card here for my crystal survival kit video. But it can also work with things like herbs and colors. Basically, it boils down to sound is vibration. So when we're speaking affirmations out loud, we are creating energy with our voices and sending that energy out into the universe to do its will and to bring more of that same energy and vibration back to us. It's almost like we're creating a vibrational magnet or an energetic lightning rod. The more we create that specific vibration, the more that vibration will filter back to us and back to its like signature. So in that case, do me a favor and hit like and subscribe so that more likes and subscribes will follow. Oh my god, that was such a cheesy joke, I'm sorry. But you still should like the video to feed the algorithm and subscribe if you want more content like this, just saying. However spiritual sounding that first theory of how affirmations work may sound to you, we can poke a couple holes in that theory by using basic physics. For example, energy cannot be created or destroyed, so we can't just create a vibration out of nowhere. We have to be changing or manipulating something. second theory of how affirmations work is a bit more psychological, and while it's definitely more rooted in science, I feel like it's just as magical. Have you ever thought about buying a new type of car, and suddenly you see that car everywhere on the road? Or maybe you get a new puppy and bring it to the dog park, and all of a sudden everyone has the same dog as you. This is an effect called the baader-meinhof phenomenon, or frequency illusion, which basically boils down to the more you think about something and the more prevalence it has in your life affecting you specifically, the more you're going to see it out in the real world. It's a type of cognitive bias. Basically, we see something more because we've seen it already, if that makes sense. See, humans are inherently selfish creatures, and we really only pay attention to things when they directly affect us. So how does this work in terms of affirmations and these TikTok sounds in particular? Well, the more we focus on something and bring our awareness to that thing, the more we're going to notice it in instances when we may not have noticed it as much before, which means that the frequency of this thing occurring isn't changing, we're just seeing it more. Frequency illusion. Psychology would say we're not actually manifesting anything any more than we already were. It was always there, we're just paying attention to it more because we want to. But I like to say that spirituality and science, well, they're just two sides of the same coin. They absolutely go hand in hand, and science isn't wrong. We might not actually be manifesting things any more than they were happening before. We're just noticing them more. But that is still having a magical effect on our life. When you begin doing affirmation work and you're saying the same things to yourself in the same way every day, or you start to see more and more of these affirmation videos on TikTok, or you make one of these affirmation videos yourself, and then every time you log into the app, you are reminded of this video that you made because you see people liking it and you see people commenting on it. All of these things create a shift in our mind because we're more aware, we're hyper-focused on this one thing. And because we've brought our awareness to it, we begin to look for it even more. So no, it might not actually be manifesting with any more frequency than it did before, but we're looking for it. We're filling our life with that thing, whether we're creating it from nothing or just paying more attention. And when we're focusing more on a thing, regardless of how we're focusing on that thing, it's going to start affecting our life. To create a habit, you need to be doing something a little bit every day for a long period of time before it just becomes second nature. And affirmation work and working with these videos, that's all the same thing. We're just creating habits out of positive thinking or looking for abundance or whatever it is you're working towards. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter how the affirmation works, as long as it's making a positive impact in your life. Does knowing the psychology behind the thing make the thing inherently less magical? Absolutely not. Knowing how a thing works can often make it more successful because we know we have measurable results, we know what to look for to identify that success, and we can trust and rely on it happening because we've seen it happen before. Basically, yeah, we're sort of making up the power of affirmation, but that's almost making it more powerful because you're maintaining your agency in the situation. Why yes, Harry, the power of affirmation is all in your head, but why should that mean it isn't real? See, these TikTok affirmation videos, they hit all of the necessary criteria. When there is spoken word, it's positive, it's in the present tense. And we're seeing these videos on the regular, whether through scrolling our For You page or by being reminded of the videos that we made ourselves with every like, every share, and every comment. So what makes these TikTok affirmation videos so powerful and so much more effective than just regular on your own daily affirmation? Well, unfortunately, the answer isn't really all that magical or mystical, and this is where I start to get the hate. Because, see, there's nothing special about these affirmations beyond visibility. TikTok is a very popular app, and people who are sharing these affirmation sounds and videos, they have hundreds of thousands of followers and hundreds of thousands of likes and shares on these videos. But Aradia, I hear you say, if they didn't work, why would they be shared? Statistically speaking, the more people who partake in an activity, the more positive stories and results you're going to have coming from that activity. So these TikTok affirmations seem to work really well because we are bombarded with sensational stories of, I shared this sound and I was married a week later, or I made a video with this sound and I got a $100,000 promotion. obviously these are exaggerations, although probably not. We also have to keep in mind a lot of these stories may not actually be true. It comes down to a combination of two things. One, somebody tries the video and it doesn't work for them, so they're probably not going to talk about it. It's not like leaving a negative Yelp review on a TikTok affirmation sound. If it doesn't work for you, you're either going to forget that you did it, or you're going to move on to your next content and not worry about that one video that didn't do very well. And two, TikTok's algorithm actually works in these affirmations' favors, because the more you see these videos and interact on them and start to use the sound, you're going to see more of its ilk. So it's going to show up more and you're going to start seeing more and more of these sensational stories. Make sense? In a way, algorithms kind of work like affirmations, actually. So do these TikTok affirmation sounds work? Well, no. But also a little bit yes, because if you're using them and you honestly believe that it's going to change your life, you're going to attribute any and all positive things that happen after using that sound as a direct result of that sound. So it's probably not the sound making the change, but the sound is causing you to look for the change so that you can appreciate it and understand it when it happens, which is its own type of magic. Affirmations are just psychological tools that we can use to shift our perspective and change our mindset to better look for, recognize, and appreciate the good things that happen in our lives. And this is not the same thing as everything bad happens to you because you let it happen, because that is some toxic positivity bullshit in the spiritual community that needs to die a very quick death. Bad things are out of our control. But things like affirmation work remind us that there is still hope in the world, and some things are within our control. And as long as we're looking for the good, we'll always be surrounded by it. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it takes a lot of work. And that's why affirmation work doesn't always work for everybody, and it doesn't always work for every situation. Life is never hopeless, and whether you call this witchcraft or psychology or both, that's the important message to take away here. There's always something that you can do to try to make your life better, even if it's a change that's only up in here. Do you use affirmations in your daily practice? Have you used one of these TikTok affirmations successfully? I want to know. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to hit like to feed that algorithm and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I promise I'll be posting more. If you hit that little bell, you'll get notifications when I do post videos in case I ever go off a schedule again, which, let's be honest, it's gonna happen. If you want to support the creation of free informative content that talks about witchcraft and magic and spirituality and improving your life, but doesn't shun science and critical thinking, we have a Patreon. Tiers start at just $1. You get lots of cool swag and loot and get to hang out with me sometimes. Links for that are down below. And if you don't even have $1 to spare, but still want to learn more and join really cool communities of witches and other spiritual-minded people, I manage a private Facebook group and a Discord server. Links for those are down below too. Basically, you can find me all over the web talking about witchcraft and science and other nerdy things that make me smile. And if you like all of that too, come hang out. Thank you so much for watching. Keep making your own magic, and I will see you next time.